We've got our eye on artistic gymnast Ronskrantz. She's qualified for the Olympics not just once, but for the second time. She'll be going to Paris 2024 after she qualified for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics in Japan. Caitlin joining us in studio together with the SA Gymnastics president, Donny Jurgens, who's joining us via Zoom to tell us more about the sport. Welcome to Sports Live. Thank you so much for joining us. Great to have you both. As always, we want to say, Caitlin, to you, congratulations. I mean, this is exciting. 2024 Paris Olympics, here we come. How does it feel to represent your country at such a prestigious event?
Oh, yeah, no, thank you firstly for having me. It's a pleasure. But yeah, no, I'm very excited. I think, you know, it's so real having qualified for a second time round. It was a big goal for me after Tokyo. So having achieved this last year, getting my qualification again for Paris is really exciting. And I'm excited for the next 6 months of preparation.
Now, Donny, I want to bring you in. This is a great moment for South African gymnasts. I mean, to tell us how great this is, you have been through all the grassroots levels to get to this level. I mean, what does it take? Because this is phenomenal. Well, it seems like Donny is on mute. So we're going to continue with you, Caitlin, because while we get Donny to come back on. I mean, this is exciting for you. It's a hard journey. You've gone through Tokyo 2020. Were there lessons you learned from there that you imparted now to qualify for 2024 Paris?
Yeah, no, most definitely. I think, you know, making my debut at the Tokyo Olympics, I was pretty young, and I'd also just freshly come off an injury, so it was just not like the most ideal circumstances, but I still ended up having a PB performance at the Olympic Games, and I kind of took that as a sign to really start trusting myself going forward. And I'd went to Tokyo, and for me I had achieved my biggest dream, so anything thereafter was really just a bonus. So that's kind of how my outlook changed going into Paris, that I was now doing it really for myself. I was able to actually take in every moment, enjoy it, and really see how far I could push myself. And well, yeah, I am going to a second Olympics. So.
Well, here you are indeed. And we have Donny. He's back. Donny, this achievement of Caitlin, what does it reflect on the state of gymnastics for South Africa?
Yeah, thanks for having us. Yeah, it's absolutely exciting for us. The performance of Caitlin and Naveen really created exposure for the sport that we would never otherwise get. So it's been a struggle, as you correctly point out, to get them to the Olympics on various fronts. But the fact that they are there, the fact that we could potentially qualify more, it means absolutely so much for the sport.
Now, Donny, you mentioned Naveen Dairies. There's quite a dynamic between Caitlin and Naveen. Was it a bit of a mentorship that came from Naveen's experiences that helped propel some of your talents, Caitlin?
Yeah, that's probably a question that Caitlin can answer best, but I've been watching them. Obviously, they train together in the same gym, under the same coach, under Ilse. So from what I've observed, they are absolutely just best of friends. So I almost think that they support each other. Yeah, that is my assessment of the dynamic between the two of them. But yeah, maybe Caitlin can tell us more.
Maybe Caitlin can tell us more.
Yeah, no. So Naveen and I, we've come a very long way. We've been in the same gym for many years. And I think we were very privileged to kind of always be at a very similar level coming up in our careers. And we did our first international competition together, and we went, you know, to our first Youth Commonwealth Games, and we achieved all of these milestones side by side, which I think really helped keep us both motivated, and we helped motivate each other through, you know, the disappointments. And when I didn't qualify for Commonwealth and she did, you know, there were things that she did and I didn't, and I did and she did, but overall we really kept each other very motivated. And I think, yeah, it was a really big pleasure to have her by my side this entire journey.
So what does a day in the life look like for you and Naveen? I mean, when does it start? At the crack of dawn? How do you get your training going?
Yeah, so I mean, in terms of Naveen and I, the dynamic has changed in the sense that I'm studying at the moment, and she actually coaches at the gym while training, and I'm studying while training. So for me, a normal day would usually be I get up in the morning, and it depends whether I have class or training first, but I'm a full-time student, so if I have class for, the first 5-6 hours of the day, I'm at UJ, and then from there I go straight to training, have a 4.5-hour training session, and come home and then get more work done, because you know how that goes, and get to bed and do it all again the next day.
It's like wake up, repeat, do it all over again. There must be some lessons that you are taking with you to Paris 2024. I would imagine there's discipline that you would attribute to it, being a student, time management. What have you learned so far that makes you effective?
Yeah, I think one of the major lessons that I've learned throughout my journey as a gymnast, and obviously doing that with my schoolwork and then university, as you've mentioned, is a lot of discipline. I had to learn that at a very early age, but I think I was lucky to also be in a sport like gymnastics that it required a lot of discipline from you as an athlete to be able to be successful. So that was ingrained in me quite early, and I benefited from that going into my matric year and then from there into university. And also I think time management, that was a big thing that I had to learn, because I had such little time in a day to do so much. That's always what it felt like. But I think having that lesson of time management behind me and discipline and commitment always kept me going, even when sometimes, the motivation was a bit low.
Donny, this is an exciting time again for South African gymnastics, and with the likes of Naveen and Caitlin flying the flag high for South Africa, is there another crop of South African gymnasts that we can look out for?
Oh yes, there's a lot of good performances in the juniors. We had people reaching the finals at junior championships, and of course we have another opportunity in April in Morocco to qualify some more gymnasts. So I need the entire country to hold thumbs for us that we can get more gymnasts. Obviously, Caitlin has qualified already, but we have another opportunity to qualify potentially 2 more gymnasts in women's artistic. But there's also men's artistic, there's also rhythmic, there's also trampoline and tumbling. Those are all Olympic disciplines of gymnastics, and there are opportunities. If we manage to win the African Championships, that is another ticket to Paris.
That sounds fantastic. Now, you must have goals, Caitlin, for Paris 2024. You want to share some of it with us?
Yeah, so I think for me, the biggest goal always is to get to a competition in one piece, healthy and safe. In a sport like gymnastics, it can be taken for granted because things can happen so quickly. So for me, that is a big focus point, is to just get there safe and healthy, and to be able to have a very respectable competition, a clean competition with minimal mistakes. And hopefully my biggest goal is actually trying to improve on my results in Tokyo. Obviously that was my debut at the Olympics, and seeing if I can really improve on those results and hopefully see if I can push into a final somewhere.
Absolutely, and we'll be rooting for you, girl. But now let's talk about what you just said now about arriving in one piece. That must take a lot in the background in terms of logistics, funding. How are you managing all of that?
Oh, yeah, no, there is definitely a lot that goes on behind the scenes. There's a lot of groundwork that gets put into, I think, an athlete getting to an Olympic Games from all different angles. I think from me personally, I'm obviously training every day, doing the competitions, doing all the preparation that I need to, making sure that I'm healthy, trying to stay injury-free. And then you also have the work of my coach, Ilse Palser, Leland Christian, my club, Johannesburg Gymnastics Center. They also obviously doing everything they can to rally around me and really make sure that I'm the best that I can be going into Paris, sorry. And then also I think everyone else, so like our federation, the South African Gymnastics Federation, they're doing everything to try and get us there, the funding, and then, our parents, our friends, and our medical staff.
There we go. Donny, last question to you. How can you describe the current funding landscape for SA Gymnastics at the moment?
We may need another program for that, but that obviously is a huge challenge for the smaller sports. We are not cricket and rugby and football. So that is a huge challenge. I must say a huge thank you. Government has supported us consistently. We've received some lotto funding. And beyond that, we are dependent on our membership to pay their registrations. We have many events, like our annual gym games generates funding to get the girls overseas and so on. So between our various events, our registrations, and then a little bit of support from government and lotto, we somehow survive. But if we really want to thrive, then we need the corporate sector to come to the party. that is indeed the biggest challenge that we face. So I really hope that there's somebody with a good heart, but more than a good heart, lots of money, that's watching this. And my email address is very easy.
Well, it sounds like you're going to be a good investment, Caitlin. I hope the funders are watching. I hope they'll be watching you come Paris 2024. All the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. There we go. Donny together with Caitlin here. Such an inspiration for us as we look forward to showcasing their talents come Paris 2024. And that's Sports Live. We are TikToking. The clock is ticking for Bafana's kickoff at 10 p.m. They take on neighbors Namibia. We can't wait. We'll be watching. We'll be right behind the boys. Hopefully they bring home victory. Bye from Sports Live.